Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Ivan here, and I got a new deck profile for you guys. I'm using my new phone to record this video because I usually used to use my old one, and I finally upgraded to a Galaxy 10, and I just wanted to see if the video quality is any better or anything like that. So if you guys can go ahead and let me know down in the comment section. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot better because this camera's just a lot better than my old one was. This is a deck that I've been always trying to play, and thanks to the last ban list, because of dumb freaking Thunder Dragons, it actually got kind of hit through another card, which is Gold Sarcophagus. This Metaphys deck, I've always really liked the deck a lot because it's like all the old school boss monsters, like in a new form, and the whole basis of the deck is just making sure that you banish them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get into the profile, guys, and yeah. The first card is probably like your best normal summon. It's gonna be Metaphys Ragnarok. Whenever he's normal or special summon, you banish the top 3 cards of your deck, and then he gains 300 attack for each Metaphys card that's banished, and that's permanent, so he goes up a bunch. And then when this card it inflicts battle damage, you can special summon any Metaphys from your deck, but then you have to banish it. That's like the whole thing of the deck is it's kind of like lame. Is they only stay on the turn on the field for a couple of one turn, then they banish themselves again. So they keep like banishing in and out. He's also a tuner, which is not important right now, but it does. You can make other synchros and stuff like that. Then 3 Metaphys Nephthys. Whenever it's banished, the next standby phase you summon it, and you can banish all set spells and traps on the field, even your own, which is kind of sucky, but you can also play around that by just like chaining it and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a pretty big 2400. Metaphys Daedalus, I think this one's probably gonna go up because I think it's like my favorite one. Whenever he's special summoned by the effect of a Metaphys monster, after being banished or whatever, you get to destroy, you destroy all special summoned monsters. No, actually, I'm sorry, you don't destroy, you banish them. You just banish all special summoned monsters, and he's like the biggest one at 2600. Then 2 Tyrant Dragon, he's kind of like the worst one. I don't know. I would maybe want to play one of them, but I just need more Metaphys names. Hopefully we get support in the future that can help out, like another Metaphys monster main deck. Him, whenever he's summoned by the effect of a Metaphys card after he was banished, he's unaffected by trap cards. And if he attacks a monster, he can make another attack after that. Then 2 Metaphys Decoy Dragon. It's basically Decoy Dragon like in a pendulum form. If you put it in the pendulum scale, whenever a monster you control is targeted for an attack, you banish this, then you get one of your banished Metaphys monsters back. It can help out for if you banished it with Gold Sarcophagus and you want to get it back sooner than before. The monster effect, you're never going to use it, so don't even worry about it. 2 Necrophase. Necrophase is really good in this deck because it can help you shuffle back all your Metaphys cards that were banished. It could help you banish cards from your opponent's deck, and then at the same time as you're banishing your 5 cards, if they're Metaphys monsters, you just get pluses off that. This is a new addition to the deck, Aloof Lupine. I'm surprised this card never actually saw play in the Thunder Dragon deck, because now they just switched it to the Danger version. But this card, whenever it's normal summon, you banish one monster from your hand, then you can banish the same another monster with the same type as the monster that you banished. And when this card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you get to add one of your banished cards back to your hand. This card's really good. It helps out a lot now that Gold Sarcophagus is at 1. And also, it's another normal summon, because before, honestly, the only normal summon that you actually wanted was Ragnarok. But now you have Lupine, you can banish if you have any of your Metaphys cards in your hand, you can banish them, and then you send another one from your deck to be banished, and you just get their effects like that. He's pretty decent attacker too. He's got 1700. Then 1 Spirit Master. The cool thing with Spirit Master, oh sorry if you could hear that car passing by. Spirit Master and Necrophase are both actually zombies. So if you draw one of these and you have a Lupine, you can summon it and then you can banish either one from your hand, and then you can banish the other one from the deck. So you could pop one card from your opponent's field. Then you can also like banish cards from the top of your deck to get more Metaphys monsters and to also hurt your opponent. Because if you banish one of their key combo pieces, sometimes you can just win the game like that. In testing, I've banished Mares before, which is pretty funny. It just happened like one time, but that just pretty much killed his Destrudo engine. Then 3 Ash Blossom as the last monster. The reason I decided to play Ash Blossom is not just because it's really good right now, but also because it's a zombie. So you, even if you like, I guess, dead draw it, you can send it with Aloof to banish it. Then you can banish a Necrophase or the Spirit Master. Also, this is one of the few hand traps that you can discard from your hand. And since I'm playing Macrocosmos and I'm also playing Dimensional Fissure, Ash, you just have to discard it. It doesn't say discard to the graveyard like Effect Veiler does, like DD Crow does. So that's really important. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, 3 as Metaphys. This card is your draw power. You banish 1 Metaphys card from your hand to draw a card, and then depending on whose turn the card was a Metaphys card was banished on, you get 2 effects on your turn. All your Metaphys monsters, all monsters that are not Metaphys monsters, lose 500 attack. And then on your opponent's turn, you switch the battle position of all your opponent's monsters, which doesn't really come up too often. But this card's just really good for your draw power to get to your good cards. And then 1 Metaphys Factor. This is your field spell. This card lets you normal summon your big Metaphys guys without having a tribute for them, which is really cool because if you like, say you dead draw them or whatever, because most of the time they don't really do anything in your hand if you don't have Aloof or if you don't have as Metaphys. And also with this card up, they can respond to the Metaphys monsters effects, so they can't like Effect Veiler it or anything like that. Then 2 Pot of Desires because you just want to draw cards, get to your big combo pieces. Only 1 Gold Sarcophagus because it's at 1. This deck was actually pretty decent when it was at 3 because Gold Sarcophagus you can banish the spells and traps, and there's a specific trap, I'll get to it when I get to it, but it really worked out really well. 1 Upstart Goblin just to help you get to your next card. Dimensional Fissure. This card's actually pretty good now since links are a thing, because they send all their link materials to to be banished instead of to the graveyard. The reason it was bad before was because when you would exceed, instead of going to the banish pile, they would go to the graveyard because they're not technically on the field. But yeah, this card's pretty decent. It also stops, like I said before, hand traps, DD Crow, which nobody should be playing against this deck, or Effect Veilers. And yeah, then for the traps, 3 Metaphys Ascension. This is probably like your best card in the whole deck. It's a Rhoda whenever it's banished. So this is the card that I was talking about with Gold Sark. That before you wouldn't be able to banish this, then you would Gold Sark for your Ragnarok. Or you Gold Sark this, then you would search for your Ragnarok, and that would just get you your normal summon, because that was kind of difficult in the past. But this is also a trap card that you could just set, and then when you activate it, you discard a Metaphys monster, and then you draw a card. So yeah, it's another draw power card. Then 2 Metaphys Dimension. This card's really, really good. It's a continuous trap card that whenever your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can target one of your banished Metaphys monsters and special summon it. And then, so that lets you get back your monsters. And then, the turn you special summon a Metaphys monster, you can banish one of your opponent's monsters, which is pretty decent. Then I'm playing 2 Solemn Strike, Solemn Warning, and Solemn Judgment. Just good trap cards overall. This deck doesn't really mind going first. So that's why I decided to just play a little bit more, traps and stuff like that. Then 1 Imperial Order, because honestly, the only card that really honestly gets hurt is probably Dimensional Fissure. But Imperial Order, honestly, you don't really care too much about your spells. So that's why you're able to play it. And then for the last card of the deck, Macrocosmos. Macrocosmos is just so good because it's chainable and banishes everything, no matter what it is. So that's just a really cool thing. And this is actually pretty decent against like Salamandrates, because when you banish their trap card or whatever, they can't send it with Spiny or anything like that. I don't have an extra deck at the moment for this, because honestly, you don't even really use the extra deck, because this deck doesn't really need one. Yeah, so that's why I didn't make ones, but you could probably just make with whatever standard extra deck everybody plays now. Probably the only card I would recommend that you play is the Hypocinogen, because it's a light monster and you're playing a light deck. So yeah, guys, that's it for the deck profile. This deck's pretty decent. It's really, really cheap right now at the moment. It's not going to win you a YCS or anything crazy like that, but it's a pretty fun deck. It's actually, I'm probably going to try to take it to locals on Tuesday, because I want to play something different. And I guess I'll let you guys know how that happens. I'll do a tournament report if I do end up going. If I don't, then you probably won't see that. But till next time, guys, it's your boy Ivan. I'll see you guys later.